Guys, I'm manic right now. And no, I'm not joking, I actually mean it. The medications I'm on right now, one of the symptoms is mania, and I think I have it. However, it's actually been really good for me because I've had so much motivation, ideas, and energy like the past month. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been producing so much more content and more kind of varied types. And I think part of it might be the mania, but also I'm just being very motivated for this year. If you're new here, I'm Fear. I know it's been a long time since I made a long form video. I'm not very good at doing them, but I'm trying to improve. Also, I'm sorry the audio is so bad. I need to get a better microphone. It's 2026 now and I've got some goals and I wanted to update you about everything that's been going on the past few months because a lot has happened. I've been in a bunch of cool projects and I was in the hospital. Woo! I'll tell you about it in a second. It's 2026 now and a lot has happened over the last few months that have really boosted my motivation for making new content and better content for you for the new year and hopefully longer than that. So what's been going on since fall? So I was recently in this fan-made music video for Kpop Demon Hunters where I played Mira. It's on Danny Phantom EXE's channel if you want to go check it out. It's for the Soda Pop dance. It started when I got a text from Danny and Stella asking if I wanted to be in the music video, and it was shooting in 3 days. And I was like, I've never been to LA, but I've had a lot of friends who have been asking me to go for a while because I wanted to visit them. And LA is not very far from Vancouver at all. So I thought, you know what? I'm unemployed and this could be a good, opportunity for me to go and meet my friends. And obviously it's a fun opportunity for me as well, so I thought I would go. It was really exciting for me because I had saw their first one where they did Your Idol, which was like the first dance music video that they did. And I was so blown away by the production quality and like the talent of everyone there. So I was really excited to work with them all. Vancouver does have some small things, but not at all at the scale of LA, of course. But it's very tiny and it's probably like once a year, like nothing really even then, at least that I know of. And there's not a lot of at least I don't personally know a lot of creators that are here. So I don't really see much into the creator world outside of like my own thing, which is not that much. But going to LA and seeing what everybody else is doing, seeing like kind of work they're producing, these like big production projects, it kind of woke me up a little bit, thinking that I could probably be doing more for myself and be doing better if I put more effort into getting these opportunities. So seeing what all these other creators are doing really kind of boosted my motivation, made me think that, maybe I can also be doing this stuff as well since I'm working alongside them. Shouldn't I also be trying to get these opportunities? So I think I realized that I hold myself back a lot by thinking, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, like that just isn't possible for me. So now I'm trying to change my mindset. In the new year, I'm going to try harder to go after the things that I actually want and not tell myself that I can't do certain things. I've realized that I hold myself back a lot with my content, saying that I don't make this kind of content, I don't do this kind of style, I don't do this and this, when the only person who's putting those restrictions on me is myself. I can do those things if I want to. And I always say, I think you guys always comment about this, but I always say I can't dance, I can't act, I can't sing. Still true. But that doesn't mean I can't learn. So that's something that I'm trying to shift, because also when I do my cosplays, I already have this mindset where I always think there's a way to improve. There's always a way to develop a skill, and that's how I improve my cosplay so quickly, is focusing in on, I tell you guys this all the time, but focusing on one skill at a time. So why can't I do that with my content too? So I thought I would try something new this year. So now I'm trying to focus in and make this content thing actually work. I've been without job since April. Instagram and TikTok are my biggest platforms, but they don't pay me. I'm not getting any money from them. So, my pom-pom is on the wrong side of my shirt. There we go. And because of that, I really limited myself, thinking that I can't do certain things. I won't be able to do content full time, it's just not possible. But I think I will try hard this year to make it possible. But anyways, after I left LA, I had a flu. Always get a flu after traveling. Usually my health is pretty good. I have a pretty good immune system for the most part. And my symptoms were not good. I know my body pretty well. I kind of know that I recover pretty quickly, and I know kind of the prognosis of how it feels when I'm sick. This time it was different. It was bad for a long time and I didn't see improvements for a while. And I thought it was just weird. And I had some other weird, grosser symptoms I won't tell you about. But anyways, it resolved itself. I got better. And then I got another opportunity to go to LA again at the end of December. On Boxing Day. So to plan for this trip to LA, I thought, last time I came back from LA I had a flu, let's get a flu shot. So I got the flu shot. I know usually my symptoms are not that bad. I get some body aches and sores. But the next day after my flu shot, I had the sores, my body was sore, I was feeling fatigued, that's normal. I was also feeling though nausea, stomach, bowel issues. Yeah, but that's not usually a symptom for me. That doesn't usually happen, but I thought, I just had my flu shot, maybe it's from that. So I started feeling really bad, and I couldn't keep any food or water down for 3 days. And eventually I was like, you know, I guess I should call my doctor and see what's up because this seems to not be improving. Like there was no improvement over those 3 days. Usually I would like at least see a difference each day. So I called my doctor and I explained everything and he said those are not flu shot symptoms. And he said to go to the ER if it is not improved. And the next morning, 7 a.m. I woke up, zero improvement. It was just as bad. This is not how my sicknesses usually are. So I decided to go to the ER and they checked me in right away. And I will say all props to the Canadian healthcare system. They checked me in immediately. They took me so serious. I was saying that it was just flu shot symptoms. They said, no, those are not from your flu shot. So I was downplaying it, but they took me very seriously. I was there for 11 hours, but I barely had to wait. Like I was nonstop doing tests the entire time. I met with maybe 10 doctors in total. They all came by to check on me. They all were taking me to all these different tests. I barely was waiting. I had to wait between the tests, but not that long overall. So props to them. They did take me super serious. All of them were amazing. By the 7th doctor, she came over and she was like, I've heard all about you. So I guess they're gossiping about me, about my condition. They're trying to figure out what it is. They think I had the flu shot. That was a red herring. So I had the sores from the flu shot. But then I also at the same time contracted a stomach flu, just by chance. And that was causing the nausea and stomach issues. Because of that, I couldn't keep any food down, so I was super dehydrated. And the dehydration caused my kidneys to flare up. So they realized there was an issue with my kidneys. So the nephrologist came and then they said they suspected I had something called IgA nephropathy, which is a chronic kidney disease that apparently affects a lot of East Asian and Southeast Asian people. However, funny things, the day that I checked into the ER just happened to be the day that the top expert in Canada for this specific disease, for IgA nephropathy, was working. So he became my doctor, the expert in Canada is my doctor for this disease. So they said they're suspecting this is what it is, but they need to do a biopsy to actually confirm it. But they said they'll schedule that for a couple months later. However, they need to keep me at the hospital for the night because my kidneys were at a really bad state at the moment. So they needed to give me a whole bunch of steroids and an IV for dehydration and all that kind of stuff. So they wanted to keep an eye on me basically. So I ended up staying that night, and the next morning they said, just kidding, your kidneys are still really bad. In fact, worse. So we need to keep you here longer until they improve. So what I thought was going to be initially just a quick check-in at the hospital turned into 5 days of me staying at the hospital. And I was going to LA at the end of the week, so I was like, what's going on? Can I leave? Can I do this or no? They decided that they actually needed to get my biopsy immediately. So they were like, you have to stay over the weekend and our surgeons are not here until Monday, so you have to stay. And if you don't know, a biopsy is kind of like a minor surgery where they put a needle in you and they take a piece of the organ that is affected. So the kidneys are pretty far in there. So they gotta get in there and they take a piece of my kidneys and check it out and see oh, what's this? I wasn't too worried at the time because I'm generally pretty good with pain and these kind of procedures. I don't get too scared. And the way they described it with the needle and everything, I'm not usually too scared of needles. So I thought, okay, they know what they're doing, whatever. However, I love everyone at the hospital. All the nurses, the doctors, the staff, everyone, incredible. They treated me so well. They took me so seriously, more seriously than I took me. But I have beef with the surgeons. The biopsy, which I was not initially scared of, was traumatizing. I got traumatized. So they did explain to me at the beginning that they might have to take a few samples. So okay, I knew that was possible. They did the freezing and they did 2 little needles. I think one on my back and then one they went into my kidney and froze the kidney as well. So, and I could it felt like a dentist poke. It wasn't too bad, but obviously it's a pinch. But it was not too bad. They put the needle in for the biopsy and I felt it. They didn't give me enough freezing. So it was a little bit painful, but it was quick, so I wasn't too worried. I was like, okay, it's done. It's fine. However, they decided to go in again, but they didn't tell me. So they just went in again, and because of the shock of I didn't realize they were going to go for another piece. I screamed because it hurt. The first time it hurt too, but I also wasn't expecting it. I didn't even if I could mentally prepare for it, okay, gonna do it. Then I could relax. But yeah, it was more of a shock scream. And there was pain as well. It was very quick though. And then at that point I got scared because I was they're not even communicating with me. And I saw when they get their piece, the little piece of my kidney, there's another girl behind her who's under a microscope looking at the piece to make sure the sample is a good sample. After she would take it out, she would turn around and just be looking at her when I can feel the blood coming out of my body. I can feel it pouring out of my body. She's not even putting pressure or anything. She just turned around looking at the other girl. like not communicating with me at all, not like attentive to me in any way. So at that point I was crying because I was more afraid of like how many times they're gonna do this. Like it's been a while now, like are they gonna keep going in? They're not gonna tell me. It's gonna hurt. Like it was like more of like a dread kind of scared feeling, not instead of a pain. Like there's pain, but like it was fine. I can handle it. But because I screamed the last time, she did freeze me more to go in for a third time. So luckily I knew this was coming because they were freezing me some more. So they had to go in 3 times. They took 3 pieces. And after the third one, I heard the girl under the microscope and she was like, I think I can work with this. And I was like, please do. Luckily my mom was there, not inside the room, but she was outside. So she came and comforted me after. And they were like, they didn't realize I was crying at the time because they were not paying attention to me. And I don't think it was malicious at all. I don't think they were like being an asshole. I think they just had to do so many of these that they don't even see the person at the table as like a person. They just see them as like, you know, part of their job, which, you know, it is their job, so. But I mean, like, communicate a little bit, just at least, like, all I was asking is that before you go in again, say something like, oh, we're gonna get another piece, we need to go back in. And then I would have had the opportunity to like say, I need more freezing before she did it. Because also, the more times you go in is more risk because you have to keep going back in. There's more risk that you could like get a different organ, or you could like get, you could start bleeding or something. So there's a lot of other factors involved. But anyway, it was done and I had to lie down flat for 4 hours, which wasn't so bad. And the recovery was pretty simple. Like I didn't feel any pain. I felt like tension. There's like, my kidney area was tense for a while. There's like some bruising, but nothing too bad. However, I still had to fly out to LA and I was still in the hospital and it was 4 days away. So at this point, I was just hoping that I have this disease. I was like, you know, at this point, just say that I have it so that I can leave, you know? And also, if I do, I already have the best doctor possible to help with my treatment plan, so just give it to me. So I had to stay in the hospital still until they got the results, and the next day they decided that I do have, oh, they didn't decide, they confirmed that I do indeed have it. And at that point, I said, yay! Please let me go. It's Christmas Eve, and I do not want to spend Christmas here. There was one of the nurses who was very sweet. She was like, she tried to make me feel better, but it kind of made me sad. She was like, you know, the turkey here is not too bad. So luckily I made it home for Christmas Eve, spent Christmas at my parents' house, and then Boxing Day, right after, I had to fly out to LA. The doctors heavily encouraged me not to do this because the steroids I'm on, that they were giving me steroids through an IV, and I'm on a whole bunch of medications for it. I have to take like 12 medications per day. The medications I'm on make me super immunocompromised, so my immune system is way down. And also I was just had like a surgery, so they didn't want me to be like going about doing stuff, and yeah, so, but I went anyways. So having the experience in the hospital over Christmas kind of like reminded me of my own mortality a little bit. But also, the medications are making me manic. So it's the mania from the medications, and also the inspiration that I've gotten from my LA friends. Those things together have really pushed me to take my content seriously and really try hard this year. I hope you've noticed all the content I've been producing lately this last month. It's the mania, but I kind of like it. I kind of want to stay on. I won't because there's long-term side effects. However, I've been so productive. I've had so many ideas. I've been filming a lot. I have disturbed sleep now, so I've been waking up early. I can lift more at the gym. My appetite is better because before I was struggling to eat enough, but now my appetite is bigger, so I've been like eating a lot and eating healthy because I'm watching out for my kidneys. And my stomach is flatter somehow. The steroids, they said that would make my belly bigger, specifically my belly only, and I was like, what? But I've noticed my stomach is actually pretty flat. It's pretty good. So I kind of want to stay on them, but I can't. But also I can't stop them cold turkey. They said I need to slowly like come off of them, so I'll be on them for quite a while still, like a few more months at least. And I've had to go for like weekly blood tests and like doctor's appointments and stuff, all of that. But it looks like it's improving, so the prognosis is good. And my doctor says that there's a lot of like exciting treatments, innovations like in this field that are being developed at the moment. So there's a lot of good, there's lots of hope for this. So hopefully I don't need any kidney replacements, but I have some friends that have offered, which is very nice. My plans for 2026. So I stopped working like an adult job in April last year, and I've been very lucky with opportunities that I've been able to stay afloat, but not enough to be like full-time or consider myself a full-time creator. I was still looking for other work as well, but the job market has been so bad. In the last couple months, I've decided that I really want to try and make it full time. So I'm going to dedicate a lot of time into making my content. Now that I know it is possible, I'm not letting myself make excuses anymore and tell myself that I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm going to at least try. I consider myself a creator first before a cosplayer because I often make my videos based on an idea. Like, my preferred part of the cosplaying process is I like making the content. The content is like what's fun for me to do, so I don't really get burned out. And especially the last month that I've had so much energy, I've really been enjoying making content every day. I have like more ideas than I can deal with, so that's why I've been filming so much and posting so much. I genuinely enjoy making all this stuff, so I thought, you know, if I'm really enjoying it, why don't I just try, just at least give myself the year to do it full time and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to a normal job. Here are some of my goals for 2026, and I'm saying this to you guys so you can also hold me accountable. In no particular order, but 1, by the end of the year, I want to be verified on one platform. Doesn't matter which one, any of them, just verified on something. 2, I want to be a Twitch partner, which I guess would make me verified, so I guess that's kind of goes together, but I want to try. 3, I want to hit 1 million on one of my platforms as well. Also doesn't matter which one. It's a huge step, but I want to give myself a lofty goal so that I have something to really focus in on and work towards too. And I think if I keep making content at the speed and the ambition that I have for this last few weeks, then I believe that I can make that happen if I try my best. I don't remember what number I'm on, but I want to make merch as well. I have my prints now. Oh yeah, my prints are available. I put them up on my passes, which is my exclusive content page. I send like updates on my cosplay, some BTS, like extra content that you guys don't see in public. Nothing weird though. Don't get any ideas and don't ask for them. But you can buy my prints there, and I'm also working on other kind of physical merch as well. My Discord has been co-opted into some kind of Ratland situation. I am not involved in the creation of this lore. You guys have all made it up yourselves, and I love that. All I said was that I've been compared to the rat emoji, and then you guys went off on this rat lore information, and I love it. It looks great. But I was thinking it'd be fun to make some kind of rat plushie or like rat themed merch. Would be really cute. And if you're not in the Discord, go join. I'll put a link in the bio. And lastly, I just want to be able to make enough to not stress each month. And that's it. I don't need that much money. I just want to be able to like feel comfortable each month, which I think is the goal for everybody. But to do it through content, especially as a Canadian where nothing pays you, is a little bit harder. One thing I realized about myself is that I think I am quite resistant to change. I'm somebody who, whenever I go to a restaurant, I always order the same thing that I like. I always take the same path when walking, mostly because I get lost easily. But I don't explore any other directions or see what else is out there. So this year I realized that I kind of do that with my content as well, telling myself that I can't do this, I can't do that. So I realized I hold myself back a lot. And I'm trying to change that. Because I do think that when I'm motivated to do something, then I will go all into it. So when I started doing cosplay, I started working really hard on learning how to do makeup, learning how to cut hair, learning how to sew, even though I hate sewing. And I did all of those things specifically because I wanted to make a specific kind of content. And I had a specific expectation of myself, the quality I wanted. So I needed to improve those skills in order to get what I needed. And so I'm trying to think about that in terms of career now as well. That if I want to be able to be comfortable and make content full time, then I got to learn how to do this, this, and this. I need to be more experimental with my content. I need to be able to not hold myself back and make whatever I want. Which is why you've seen a lot more of me in terms of streaming, in terms of doing tutorials, like voicing content, more different diversified content out of cosplay stuff. I've released myself from cosplay jail. I no longer need to only cosplay anime. I can cosplay anything I want. And it doesn't have to be cosplay. I can do out of cosplay stuff as well. I also want to try harder to expand and get more work international. And that way I can meet more of you guys, as I know most of you are not obviously in my specific city only. I felt very safe doing my content, only doing a specific style. Don't do collaborations. Well, not like, I rarely do collaborations. If I do, I don't usually ask. It's usually my friends who ask me. I have a very specific style, but then I feel like you also get stuck in that sometimes, and then I felt that I couldn't do anything else. So that's why I created these lofty goals. I want to push myself to make sure something happens. And you guys can hold me accountable as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate all the support you've shown me, and expect a lot more and a lot more interesting content in the new year. I guess it's already the new year. I hope you've noticed and enjoyed all the changes that I've made lately, and feel free to give me suggestions on things you'd like to see. I've seen some of you already saying that you like the new stuff and some other ideas of things I could do, which is great. Keep them coming. And I'm going to make more long form videos. I know I say that every time, but this time I have this motivation, you see? So I'm going to try my best to do more on YouTube because I love the community here. I feel like you guys like know me the best because you actually hear my voice more often than my other platforms. I'm pretty quiet on my other platforms, but I'm trying to change that too. And I know a lot of you guys are here, so I want to try to figure out dual streaming from Twitch as well, so I could do both. So I know you are very engaged, and I want to include this community into my streaming time so you can get to know me more on a casual level as well. That sounded too parasocial. Don't be parasocial about it. Okay, that's it for my updates for now. I have another video idea planned. If you haven't seen, I've been doing a whole bunch of OCs lately, and there's kind of some lore brewing with all of them. So I think I will make another video kind of explaining where we're at with this lore so far, so you guys can help continue to build the lore. I've been making the characters and the vibes, and you guys have been choosing their kind of backstories and how they interact with each other and their names and everything. It's a really cool way for us to collaborate. So I'll probably make a video kind of updating where we are at now with each character. So I hope you enjoy. Love you guys. Bye!